and that's why we wanted to do it in person, but as long as you follow the steps, you will not have a problem, right? Even heating, and then we're going to show you a couple of other things. So we've already prepped our shirt. We have an easy press mat, we have our shirt, and we have a piece of cardstock on the inside of it. Okay, now we're going to lint roll our little section.
I can do that.
Oh, thanks, Melody. Okay, and lint roll, it's going to take off those blue dots that Ashish was talking about. You want to lint roll before you preheat the surface. Oh, should we get a new one?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you this. I'll let her start preheating the surface. Oh, she's doing it for me.
What am I doing?
You
okay.
Preheat. Okay, she's going to preheat her surface for 15 seconds. Thank you. And you want to lint roll before you preheat. Thank you. Because you could get the blue dots when you preheat. Okay? Melody's
Where
brave.
are we putting this?
She's
So
counting
before and
down.
after.
Right there.
Oh. I'm
She's
not
counting down in her head.
How long do we preheat?
15 seconds.
Okay.
15 seconds.
Yeah, I would count that down.
Okay, that's 15 seconds. Let's just say that's been 15 seconds. Okay, we'll take it off and we'll...
This is my first demo.
Lint roll again.
First
Live, not
Do you have to
video.
lint roll again?
No, you don't have to lint roll again.
Just making sure.
So we're going to take one of our pre-cuts, and all of these are on different colors. So let's do the glasses.
Okay.
Because will you show them over there? Do you see what color it is?
It looks pink.
It looks pink. It looks like a light
Is that the
purple.
dog sunglasses? No.
They're not the dog sunglasses. They're just sunglasses. But do you see what it looks like before? Okay, so she's going to put it down on her surface where she just preheated.
We're using the shirt more than once, so
Yes,
we're gonna...
we are. So if you go right
So
there.
this is left boob.
Left high boob.
And
Left
she's
high
going to
boob,
put
yeah,
her
left high
butcher
boob
paper
first.
over the top. And we're using the baby press. She's going to cover the whole thing. Yep.
Even heat.
There you go.
Push that button.
Okay, and she's pushing very slightly. You don't have to kill yourself. You're just doing light pressure. Oh yeah, come on in. You're just doing light pressure because you're getting even heat across the whole surface, right? A lot of people aren't putting pressure on the shirts because you don't have to put pressure on the coasters, but you do. On the shirts, I put light pressure, okay?
Makes sense.
On the coasters, it's heating for so long, at such a high temperature that if you bump it at all, it will look faded. So that's why we say just don't touch the coasters. Okay, just leave them. Okay, it's counting down. 1 second. And I have some handy tweezers for Melody so that she doesn't burn her fingers off.
Tweezers too.
To take it off the edge. And this is the big reveal.
Oh, wow.
Do you remember what it looked like before?
Yeah.
Yeah. And now,
Dull.
Melody's showing you all the ink is gone
Yeah.
off of the sheet.
I have a question.
Good job, Melody.
With the shirts, would they be making different color shirts, or would they all be just white shirts?
So, I can't officially answer that, but I will answer it with a comment. Does Cricut ever do one color of anything?
No.
Okay. That's my answer every time. Okay, let's do another sheet, but while we're doing another sheet, does someone want to color on one of our pens, on one of our pen drawings? Okay, so here's some colors for you, and you can pick one of our designs, and we'll have her color while we're doing
No
the
pressure.
next.
No pressure at all.
Yeah.
I have a question. The shirt the child drew that she was
Yeah.
so that's like a
Duani. Yes.
I know what mirroring is, but how do you mirror the writing on a shirt that's in color on a piece of paper?
The bright pad.
Yeah, you can use the bright pad. That's a really good suggestion. How I've been telling people is if you know you want your child to do something for a shirt, leave the spot open where they'd actually write something. On the back of that piece of paper, have them write it correctly
good idea.
with just a normal Cricut pen, not an infusible ink pen, just a normal pen. Then switch it over and trace it with the infusible ink pen.
On the sliding glass door.
Yeah, or on your bright pad.
Or a bright pad.
Okay, so we already lint rolled that surface, so I'm not going to make Melody do that again. So she's going to stick down her design, and you can see before it's like a light gray. See that? Very light gray. She's a beautiful Vanna. And these sheets, they come on a sticky back. So she doesn't need to tape this down. When we show you the drawn version, you will have to tape it down because it's not sticky, but this is sticky. Okay, so she's gonna put her paper down. Now we already preheated that area, but if you were doing this for the first time, you'd wanna preheat it again. Okay, she's putting her press over her design and she's making sure that she's not overlapping the design above. Because if you were in line with me today, you heard me say every time you press infusible ink, it gets lighter. So if we were to accidentally overlap our design, you would see a line and it would be lighter where it was overlapped. You're doing a great job.
She's an artist.
Oh.
She paints. She's very
Oh.
Well, heck, you could just draw a picture for
You
us.
should.
You picked the right girl for that.
She volunteered.
Yeah, you did.
So what she's coloring on right now is just normal laser copy paper. So it's really cheap and easy to find anywhere. Okay, our thing beeped. Still have your tweezers. Okay, the big reveal. Do you remember what it looked like before?
Pink ribbon.
There you go. Ooh, baseball mom. Now it's 2 different shades of gray and black. And she did a perfect job because look, there's no ink left. Sometimes if you don't have even heating, you will see extra ink on here, but Melody's gotten it all off. Good job, Melody.
I didn't try very hard.
That's the great thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll move our paper over because we're gonna do like right here in the center of the shirt.
And why is the paper there?
The paper is there for 2 reasons. The ink could go through your shirt and you don't want it to go to the back of your shirt and have like a ghost baseball mom on the back. But also, it's to help the surface be even. When it has that little structure underneath it, it has a much better and even heat.
What kind of paper is under there?
Just regular cardstock. We recommend white cardstock because if ink gets on it, you don't want to use it again because the ink will transfer again. Okay, so we're gonna lint roll. I'm making you do it again, I'm sorry. Oh.
That did work.
Lint roll the roll.
That's how I do it.
So Ashish mentioned that the reason why we decided to come out with shirts is because we were not happy with anything else that was out there in the market. And other shirts that are in the market, even if you lint roll, you'll get those angry blue dots all over them. And we found this out just by testing, right? And we decided that we just had to do our own for you guys to have a good experience.
Do we want to do this one?
Yeah, let's do this one.
Okay, let me show this one. This
So
is the one that she just
beautiful.
did with her bow tie.
The bow design, you did that with the Cricut, with the infusible
Yeah,
marker
so
in
the black line, the Cricut machine drew, and then our lovely artist here drew in the other lines. Okay, so this is laser copy paper. We still need to preheat our area, but it's the same amount of time as a sheet would be. The only difference is that now you need to tape it down with the heat resistant tape. That's why we're selling this blue tape. And
Why do you have to tape the top?
because this isn't sticky and it will move when you're pressing it.
I did count in my head that time.
Yay, thank you. Okay, so let's put this down. You're putting ink side down onto the paper, and then I'm gonna hand her some pieces of tape to go on the edges. Now this tape, it can be used again if you don't get ink on it, right? Everything can be used again if you don't get ink on it. Oh, that's enough.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Yeah.
So whenever you were showing the combination of foil and, can you put the foil on the outside?
Yes,
On
you
top
do
of the ink?
infusible ink first and then iron on top.
Okay.
It's all about even heating, so you have to make sure that your iron-on transfer sheet covers the whole infusible ink section. Because if there's any lines, like if your transfer sheet only covers half of the infusible ink, you'll get a line.
And your Easy Press has to cover the entire thing, because if you put iron-on the top of a thing, and so you're thinking, well, I'm only using this iron-on, I'm going to put the Easy Press there, the part that the Easy Press was on is going to be lighter than the original part. It has to cover the
Shirt
entire
is a perfect
piece.
example of that. My
preheated this side and then this side, and there was a line down the middle. But I went home and glittered it together. You know, with like stickle. It was like old-fashioned 80s, like doing a shirt. I was like, wow, I just jumped back a few decades.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so she's preheated. She's taped down her design. She put butcher paper back over the top, and we're gonna press. Now this time you're gonna notice something different about the butcher paper, and we'll talk about it. Regular butcher paper.
But it comes
you're thinking
in
of parchment
each
paper.
package.
No, I'm thinking of butcher
okay.
paper.
Okay.
Yeah, you get
the
like
same.
That's what you wrap. That's what you wrap the meat and stuff in. Is butcher paper.
Melody was saying, yeah, you get a sheet of butcher paper for every sheet of infusible ink in the box.
Yeah, it comes in
So
the
if you
box.
buy a 4-pack of sheets, you'll get 4 pieces of butcher paper.
But do they sell the butcher paper separate for if you do the laser?
Cricut doesn't, but you can buy it on Amazon.
Butcher paper and parchment paper are different, though.
They are different.
Yeah.
They are different, and you have to use butcher for this, correct?
Yeah, it's all about the heat tolerance because it's 385 degrees. So paper burns, and so we recommend butcher paper.
Bake cookies on it in the oven all the time.
Yeah.
On parchment, yeah.
This is just what our QA department recommends. So.
The butcher paper absorbs the moisture better.
Yes, exactly. Where like really the parchment doesn't.
Parchment, you're right. Parchment has
Did you see
A
what
waxy
happened?
layer.
so it doesn't stick. So cookies don't stick.
The ink came up through her piece of paper onto the butcher paper. So now this section right here is unusable. Unless you want a ghost bow tie on your next project. So let's reveal that and see what it looks
I'm
like.
supposed to use the tweezers.
Colors. Look at those colors.
Look how pretty.
Now there's still color on here.
Yes.
You could use it again, but it won't be bright.
Yeah.
I did a video with that.
like
It was
rubber
just faded.
stamping.
Yeah.
It's
we
really faded.
We did a demo the other day, and one of the ladies, she's like, oh, let's try it again. So we pressed it again, and she liked the second time better than the first time. So it's all about personal preference. Oh.
Do you re-ink that and then use it?
Yeah, you could recolor over the top of it.
Oh, good idea.
And if you haven't felt infusible ink, make sure you feel it, because there's nothing to feel.
Life is good shirt. Life is good.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm getting rid of that little piece because I don't want a ghost bow tie on our next project. Okay, excellent. Do you guys want to see another sheet?
So
Let's do that blue one that you got out because that's really, I like that pattern. Okay, so she put her cardstock back inside. Did you see that? She put her cardstock back inside.
Super important if you want to keep your mat clear.
Okay, and she's gonna lint roll that section because we held it up and we shook it around and there's lint everywhere. And we don't want those blue dots on our project. In fact, I have to tell you a funny story. When we were beta testing, I remember looking down at a shirt I had just made. I was so excited, I made it, I put it right on, and I'm like looking at myself thinking, how did I get all that blue stuff? What did I get into? There's just blue dots everywhere. So now we lint roll.
So this is in Design Space.
All of these images are in
And you
Design
cut
Space.
it on your board
Yep.
with your infusible
Ink paper.
ink paper.
Yep, and there's an infusible ink setting in Design Space.
Still mirror the colors of infusible ink.
Mirror image, just like you would do with iron-on. You mirror your image. Okay, so she's putting down her design. It's still warm from the last time we preheated it, but if you were doing this for the first time, you'd make sure to preheat. She's covering her project with the butcher paper, and we're starting to get quite a few, so she's going to make sure not to overlap onto another design. She's lightly pressing. Remember to make your even heat all across, because Ashish he didn't really talk about the science of this, but the ink, when it hits 385, it turns into a gas, and then that gas binds with the molecules of the polyester, and if you move your press around, you're moving the gas around, so your image will look all faded. It won't look crisp. Yeah. I like the science part of it, because then things just make sense.
Yeah.
The reason behind not using cotton is that cotton can actually not handle that heat.
And
Cotton actually will start to smoke at 8 to 14.
well, and also the cotton fibers don't bind with that gas,
It won't work
so it washes
the
out.
chemicals that are in here will grab
They
it.
break down because of the cotton.
Okay, thank you. Her tweezers. And there's no, it's not wet. You don't have to wait for it to dry or anything like that.
It's just hot.
Woohoo! Look how pretty that is.
so shiny on the back?
This is transfer paper.
It's sticky.
It comes with it.
Yeah, we can pass it around. You want to pass it, or is it too hot?
That's sticky.
Oh, it's okay.
It's a little bit hot.
Plus, I've like taken this and glued it in.
So the back of the sheets are all shiny. Yeah, like iron-on does. It has a layer of transfer.
I got a question on there. Then take like, if you wanted to do something a little different with that, would you reuse that and use the inks on that?
Yeah, I guess you could. I think I would be worried about drying out my markers on that backing, but you totally could.
World's okayest adult.
I was trying to
Not
figure
the
out
best
happiest.
adult.
I was
The okayest.
I was trying to figure out what
It's in Design Space. There's badges for all kinds of fun things like that. Oh yeah.
know that.
I made this one at the beginning. What is it that you did first? You drew this on Design Space?
Yep, the
First in
machine,
black?
the Cricut drew the outline of the bow with black
black.
infusible ink,
Okay.
and then our lovely artist, who she's gone.
So you put a black infusible ink pen into your machine to have it draw it on the laser paper, and then you cut it out, and then you put, and then you color or do whatever else you want to do.
Yep.
And then when you do that, you need to use laser paper, like the laser printer paper?
That's right.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, the laser printer
Okay.
paper, I mean, you could find that anywhere.
Anywhere, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a retired teacher.
You know, every child left behind. That's funny.
Yeah, laser paper. Okay.
This image, if you like this image, there's a set in Design Space, like Melody said. It's called Adulting Affirmations, and it says things like, I kept the children alive, or I folded the laundry.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
So sorry.
Okay, let's do another one.
Okay.
What is the name of the...
It's called